social media is amplifying the divide between black men and black women. Pages like Justin LA Boy, pages like Spiritual World, who take the most toxic messages from Twitter and all other platforms, put them in one space that are purposely perpetuating narratives that we really aren't interacting with in the real world. You go on a day, you're not having these conversations, but you go on social media and these conversations are constantly repeated, and none of it is solution focused. It's all what they do, what's not being done, and it's not productive. It's not pushing us forward. And what's happening is we are internalizing a lot of trauma that does not belong to us. So
say it again.
So we are internalizing a lot of relationship trauma that does not belong to us. So let's say for me personally, right, I've never been cheated on. But let's say I go and I follow a bunch of women who talk about the fact that, oh, I've been cheated on, all these niggas cheat, they steady cheating. I'm going to sit there and be like, oh yeah, because they all cheat. That's all they do. And I'm not self-aware enough to really understand that that's not even my shit. That's not my baggage. That's somebody else's baggage. So one thing we really have to do is learn how to detach from some of these messages that we are constantly internalizing.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our usual Saturday night. Every Saturday night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. Central Time. Hope I got that right. Welcome to another live collaboration between Gary Lamb Network and Matter of Opinion. Now, Gary, I know you like your intro a certain way, so drop your intro, brother, and bring us on in on
this
how we got to
lead bringing relevant content on life, freedom, the pursuit of happiness. What up, everybody in the chat, everybody on Rumble? We got a killer show for you today. Well, I should say this evening, because we are going to break free of all this nonsense that is going on in social media. What's up, Wally P? What is up, Erica P? How you guys doing this evening? See, that's the intro that I like to do. You know what I'm saying? That
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying? I was just going through the intro. I was really not trying to say hi to you guys. I was just saying, you know.
You know what? I gotta get that format down. You know, to have that consistent format, because I love that intro, brother. I love it. And I need to, formulate a intro my damn self that could be consistent with it.
Listen, man.
But
upgrade. You all always got to upgrade.
Oh yes, facts. So, ladies and gentlemen, y'all see the title. Is social media using toxic conversation to further divide men and black women? My personal opinion, I do believe that social media is promoting, toxic conversations, and they're putting it in the forefront, and the algorithm and the whole nine. And those things are affecting the way we interact with people, whether it's coming into relationships, our thought process on marriage, our thought process how to raise our kids. It seems like it's some type of propaganda going on that is promoting these things, that is furthering the divide between us, men and women, particularly in the black community. Because at the end of the day, we're the lowest in the population. So, with that being said, that's my thoughts on it. Erica P, what is your take on it? Do you think social media is dividing men and black women, or you on the opposite side of the spectrum?
Okay, so I actually believe it is dividing. And the reason I'm going to say this is when you go to any other country and you go on social media, the algorithm is always different. You don't see the same kind of conversations popping up firsthand. You just don't. So I do feel like social media is trying to hurt the black family.
Gary, what's your take on it, brother?
Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of the things that I do on YouTube. What up, Jacob? What up, Elena? How
What's
you guys
up, Jay?
doing?
Yeah, I was going to shoot them out, give them a shout out too.
The things that I see that's going on in social media, I see a whole lot of baiting It's discord baiting, right? And I got to be honest, I use the same tactics. It's really good discord when you get two opposing sides arguing in the middle, right? The algorithm loves it. It loves the debate. It loves the actions. It loves all the interactions on the platform. So they will push that out. Fortunately, for many of us who are in this realm, we know how to pull it back. Unfortunately, there are those who will utilize those tactics and exploit them, right? And this is what a lot of people have been doing. They've exploiting the algorithm, exploiting the ability to create this I guess I would say echo chamber, if you will, where you can actually have a comment. You can, but the way I do it, I do my very best to try to make sure that both parties have a voice in a way where they both can just hash it out, right? You're going to have people on the left saying, I don't like the idea of, let me say women. There's going to be women that's going to say, I don't like the idea of men using the word obey and all of that stuff, right? And men are saying that obey is just agreeing. That's all it is. We're not saying we are trying to control you. We just want you to understand that, listen, if we ask you to do something, we need you to follow that out. You are part of the team. You're my you're the co-captain of my ship. So if I'm asking you to do something and you're like, no, I'm not going to do that, and you're just disgruntled, then obviously speaking, it's not going to work. You see, the word obey is a deterrent. It's not. It's a tool that men use to see how a woman responds to that. When you say the word obey and her freaking hair stands up on her skin, you know not to work. That you can't work with that woman. She's going to give you a hell of a time. But if you hear you say the same word to a woman and she doesn't jump out of her chair but asks, "What do you mean by that?" You know what I mean? Because it's more of a camaraderie. A collaboration when it comes down to that. And I think a lot of men don't understand why it's so important that a woman knows that you're not going to abuse the power that I'm giving you, right? They need to know that you're not going to abuse that. And I'm gonna be honest, I've been a part of that team of abusive behavior. I've been abusive to my wife.
I think a lot of men have. A lot of men have been, but it comes with growing.
It does come with growing, but it also comes with understanding that we're going to make some mistakes, right? We're going to screw up. We're going to make major mistakes. We're going to have emotional outbursts. We're going to fall short of the glory. It's just what's going to happen because we are human beings in a world that is saying you have to be a robot, right? You go out in that world, you got to be a robot. You got to be Mr. T on 100 all the time. You can't even take a breath, right? And that's how the world has been designed, and it's been designed off the backs of men when it comes down to that. Women are coming around trying to make it a little softer right now, and I get where it could be a good thing for women to soften it up just a bit, just a touch, but women took it too far. Now they made it where everything has rubber bouncy things off of them. You know what I'm saying? It's too safe now, and it's not. We're creating chaos because it's just too safe. It's annoying. So there's a lot to be had in this conversation, and I'm gonna tell you right now. I have a clip right here for you where a young lady is literally out there in the public saying, "Hey, I threw one of those memes out there, one of those talking points of the red pill media, and I've noticed that the people that was outside of that didn't even know what the hell that was." What I'm saying? So like, what you mean? What I'm saying? So we can play that clip right now if you want.
All right, I got you.
Friendly reminder that social media is not real. So Friday night when I was out, it was this man trying to holler at me. And so while he was talking to me, he was like, "So are you single?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "So why are you single?" I said, "Because I hit the wall." And he was like, "What does that mean?" I said, "I'm over 35. I'm in a danger zone." He was like, "Again, what does that mean?" And I'm like, "Oh, you don't know what that means?" He like, "No." He look at his homeboy like, "What is she talking about?" He like, "Well, you don't look like you're in no danger zone to me. If you in a danger zone, and I want to be in a danger zone." I'm like, "I'm just saying, that's what they be saying on social media." He was like, "Well, I don't care what they talking about on social media." Exactly. Right. But I was just messing around with him and joking around with him. But it's just so funny that these silly little conversations and this silly stuff that y'all say online, when it's taken and put into the real world, people look at you like you crazy for even having these discussions, even talking and bringing it up, because it's not real. These conversations only consist online, but they don't translate to the real world.
It doesn't.
I'm glad.
I'm out here.
I'm glad you rock that. You played that clip, Gary. The reason why I say this, I'm gonna give you the floor back or whatever, because I know you got something to say, but I just wanted to point it out. This is how what she said is so true. Everybody knows Cynthia G got demonetized, and thank you, Gary, for bringing that to my attention, because I was unaware, so I looked into it. Cynthia G made a living off of basically talking down on black men and basically saying they're good for nothing, to the point that she was saying, yo, delete black babies, black men, delete black men that are babies, just basically eradicate them. But at the same time, the same type of men.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Wait
Okay.
the hell a minute.
I'm listening.
She was saying shit like that?
Yes, she was saying stuff like that. Yes. Very, very she basically was saying, yeah. Now, the crazy ironic thing is the same type of men she was talking about eradicate, especially all the Pookies and Ray Rays, she went and got pregnant by one.
Yeah, I heard that part. That I heard.
How about I don't even know who you're talking about? How about that? I don't know who this person is.
Yeah, but that's just to back up the clip that Gary played of this woman saying, yo, the stuff that happens online, that's just for online, but people try and bring it into reality. So
yes,
go ahead, Gary.
Well, look, like I said before, that rocked me a little bit, because I didn't think she was going that deep in it. That's gangster right there to say that. But anyway, case in point, people like Cynthia G, right?
Mm-hmm.
She is in fact online, and she's doing her due diligence to her crowd, right? Like just any other creator who realizes exactly how to make it work. They all tend to just go that route, right? Because let's be real, that's how the game is won, right? You find a lane and you keep going. That's why I couldn't do the Tim Pool, Trump thing. I couldn't toll that one, because that wasn't where my passion was. You know what I mean? Like, I just discovered politics like 3 days before I made that damn video. You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like I actually was into it. And when I say 3 days, I'm being goofy. It was about almost 2 years that I was, really starting to listen to politics, because I was really concerned about what's going on with the country. And I noticed that my life was getting better, and they're telling me that this is not getting better, but I'm confused because it is getting better. And I'm like, how is it not getting better? I don't understand it. And it's like, life is just doing way better. And then I'm supposed to not be able to talk about Trump. I can't say nothing good about him, because I might lose my job and all of the other stuff. All this, and I don't know if this is actually true. It might just be propaganda. At the time, I thought it was true. So it might have just been propaganda that nobody was really losing their jobs. They just threw that shit out there, and it just blew the fuck up, because that's what the social media does, So when I realized that, when I start discovering propaganda and looking into the politic part and looking into the rules of the game and all that other stuff, and seeing how it's won and stuff, I started realizing, yo, I'm wasting my time with this shit. This is not good business to be talking about this. It's going to destroy everything. Every time you talk about something like that, it will polarize your audience. It will polarize everybody. And you lose half the country just doing that dumb shit. And I was like, I don't want to lose half the country because of one political point, right? Like, I'm going to lose half the country because I decided to vote for Trump. Who would want to do that? I mean, as an individual, I don't give a rat's ass. But on a business standpoint, that's a major bad move. It's majorly, it's a terrible move to make that move, right? But then there's things that I believe in that I gotta stand on no matter what, right? And that's the stuff
of course.
I ain't taking no damn stand on no political bullshit. This shit's all fake. Why would I do that? I cannot take a stand on it. But this, I'll take a stand on all day, right? Social media is robbing our community. It's ripping them. It's ripping them apart. It truly is, and it's not a good thing because divided we fall. That's the best I got for it.
Facts. Let me pull up this article because it says right here, channel calling for aborting black pregnancies temporarily restricted by YouTube. Now the article reads, YouTube has removed one video and stopped monetizing YouTube influencer Cynthia G's channel after finding the account repeatedly violated YouTube policies by posting videos over the past 2 years that accumulated tens of thousands of views by calling for black abortions. This decision came after an AR's reader asked ours to investigate why these videos do not violate YouTube's community guideline. The video that YouTube removed was titled, "If Aborting Black Males Isn't the Solution, What Is?"
Wow.
And it was posted November of 2021.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. So basically you're calling for a genocide of babies of a particular group of people. And she had a strong following. And the thing is, the point is that she had a strong social media presence and promoting this, but yet in her personal life, she's doing the opposite.
Well, that's the same thing that's going with a lot of influencers out here. Dex, what is his name? Jackson, Dexter Jackson, is that his name?
Derek Jackson.
Derek Jackson.
Yeah,
that's another individual he talks a good game, but he doesn't live that life.
Yep. And men been warning women of these type of dudes, but they didn't want to listen. Erica P, I know you wanted to jump in and say something because she's been fighting to get a word in.
I apologize, Erica.
Well, I was gonna say, think about it though, right? Mm-hmm. When you have people that are hypocrites in real life, a lot of times you don't realize it right off the bat. Their online personas usually different than what they live in normal life. A lot of times these people you don't know who the person is behind the camera. They're only going to tell you part of their story. Yes, you may have a few that be like, yo, I grew up with this person, or I really know this person, but how often are you really watching somebody that's right within your 12 block radius? A lot of times you don't, or you don't know right away. So, and I think that's the biggest thing. People can create whatever persona they want.
Yeah.
But because they can create whatever persona they want, they could also cause more harm than good, which is a big problem with social media. It's for entertainment purposes for the most part, connecting with people that you knew of yesteryear. But when you start listening to those toxic conversations, it's when do you tune people out? Because think about it. Some people believe everything that they hear off the bat without researching it. So if they are not researching this stuff, they won't know. Or like I told you, I didn't even know who this person was because that's just content that I don't usually watch.
Yeah.
So in that case, it's like, okay, you have me who don't listen, but you're saying she has a very large following. So what happens to her following when they don't look at other people's stuff?
Erica P, you know why it doesn't affect you? Because you're not looking to date women.
That's true.
That's why it doesn't affect you. But if you tell me you have tens of thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people that are watching this, they take this mindset into the next relationship or the person that they're dating. And the problem with social media is you're talking everything from hip hop music to toxic relationships and toxic things that women be spewing online on these all these TV shows, because they'll take clips of the most toxic situation and put it on there. And as a viewer, when you look at this clip and you see it got close to 1 million likes and people commenting, and we live in a space now where we look at being a content creator is very lucrative, so to speak. Some people go into content creation not actually trying to get a message out there. They look at it as just being lucrative. So it's like, dag, this goes out and it got all these likes and views. Now they looking for the next toxic whatever to put out there, and it starts to spread like wildfire. Like Michael Irvin was just on talking about, his son grew up in a great gated community, but is rapping about all this, like he lives a hard life or whatever. And he's like, where is this coming from? Here's that clip right here.
Yourself a little bit. You can't be with people all the time and running around. I got a son. He raps. His rap name is Tut Tarantino. If you ever listen to some of his raps,
why are you exposing this nigga, bro?
Where does this come from, son? You grew up in a gated community your whole life, but he's rapping my life because we romanticize
and
he's rapping his father's life. Is that what he said?
Yeah, because Michael Irvin had a checkered past, like growing up, and he got out of the hood, with football, through football and sports. It was an escape route for him, but he basically, grew up on the wrong
his
side
identity
of the law.
Basically, and put it on social media.
Pretty much.
Not really stealing the identity, but what he's doing is you're rapping about stories that you heard instead of stories that you lived.
Exactly.
That's still plagiarism in a way. But nevertheless, I mean, if you know those stories he's going to kick, you put it out there. Now,
of course,
my son probably would do the same shit, but you know what he gonna do? Hey, Dad, what if we did a comic book about your life? That'd be popping, right?
Yeah,
that's what my dad would do. I mean, not my dad. My son would do. He would want to just create a whole comic book around my life.
Yeah,
and he'll do it. I mean, if I was Michael Irving, that's what my son would do. But he didn't grow up in a gated community. He grew up in the slums of the earth.
Yeah, which a lot of black men could relate to.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of black families can relate to. But that comic book form is a great idea, but unfortunately, when it comes to social media, it seems like the more toxic the information is put out there, the more views and likes it's gonna get. And one thing you said, Gary, was you put out clips that gets the juices flowing in your,
you get the blood,
pretty much in your brain. Get the blood. But you oppose, like you said, two sides and ask the question, so to speak, or at least point the direction towards a solution. That's not what's
out there for interpretation, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I give enough of my opinion for you to know how I lead, or lean, I should say, but not enough to be like, yo, this is why you should think this way. I'm just saying, look, you can see where I'm at. I'm on the other side of this. I don't give. Listen, I got women in there saying some beautiful, gorgeous things. What up, Lady Legendary
Sparkle. Sparkle,
okay,
111. Legendary Sparkle. There you go.
One. How you doing there, lovely?
Salutations.
How you doing there, lovely? I'm so glad to see somebody new in the chat.
Yes.
I love it.
We love to see that.
I love to see it. Jake, what's up?
Juke Joint 523 Jordan.
Another person I ain't never seen before. I like that. Go on here now. I
like that comment he said. I think algorithms are the devil. And that's very true, because like Erica said,
it can also be God. See, don't you a lot of people just focus on the bad part. You know what I'm saying? There is a light side algorithm out there. It's just that you choose. It's just that you decide to follow which one you want to follow. If it always seems dark, it's because that's just what you like. I'm sorry, but you can't
Yeah.
get mad at that. That's on you. You like that. You might hate to like it, but you like it because you keep getting it. When you don't
Facts.
like, I get stuff. I don't get political stuff like that no more because I don't watch it. I get a whole lot of time of soul. You know what I'm saying? Like I get a whole lot of good times and stuff like that because my wife shares my account. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You do what you do, but it's like if you're looking at it in that way, Lewis, what's going on? How you doing? Yeah, beautiful people.
Mm-hmm.
He called us beautiful.
Yeah,
people.
Lewis Hernandez. Okay,
man. That is true. But it's also set up to keep giving you what you want.
Correct.
Yeah.
So if what you want is cat videos, you'll keep seeing cat videos.
Or in my case, it's going to keep showing me food.
Huh?
Mine's keep showing me cooking recipes. So
exactly right.
Popping up.
Like I agree with you. The users definitely control what the algorithm bring towards them, so to speak. Like that's undoubtedly. But you also have certain sites where it's like for instance, women clapping, showing their clappers and twerking and everything like that. That's not tolerated on YouTube. YouTube don't really tolerate, women twerking or showing their body nude, this, that, and the third. Like those things aren't allowed. Twitter allows it, but not YouTube. And let's just go to TikTok. If you look at TikTok, it's a Chinese-based company, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Their TikTok do not allow any of these crazy things on there. It's basically made for, like DUI, do it yourself, DIY. Yeah, I always get that acronym messed up. It's for DIY stuff and, things of that nature. But over here, the TikTok, you can pretty much play what, other than somebody getting attacked or a fight or something like that, it's pretty much fair game.
Yeah.
It's fair game.
Listen, they follow our laws, right? Freedom of speech. They don't have freedom of speech in their country. We do. So
That's
they
true.
follow our laws
That's true.
based off of freedom of speech. So they don't have a selective team of people monitoring. They just make a bot because they don't give a shit at all because it's just for money. It's a business to them. They're competing with YouTube. So when people look at TikTok and be like, yo, it's an evil company. No, it's a company. All of them are evil. And not one of them are doing nothing but trying to get the best vote. All right. So they all somewhat evil, but you can vote by not watching or stop using their shit. If you think that if it's evil, don't use their stuff. Simple. I mean, you cut yourself out of that real quick. But there's people out there that don't look at it like you do. They don't see it the way you do. Your concerns is your concerns. All right. I'm an adult. If I decide I want to do something, I'm gonna do it. I'm not about to sit here and ask for your permission for me to do what I'm going to do for me.
That's a good point.
Here, see, this is why it's funny because a lot of people, they are hypocritical as hell because they'll say something I don't like when they do it, but they do the same damn thing themselves, right? How many of you conservative people have shut down certain accounts because somebody said something you didn't like?
That's true.
Come on now, stop with the bullshit.
Yeah, facts.
Y'all act like y'all don't do that.
Stop the cat.
You don't do that really horse shit. So let me get this straight. You don't pick and choose who you want to be friends with. You don't pick and choose who you want to hire. You don't pick and choose who you like or don't like. You don't do none of that shit.
Yeah.
At all. You're full of it if you say that.
I don't do none of that stuff.
I'm gonna say people do it. They do it every day and don't even realize it sometimes.
I don't like when people generalize me, but you got Mace in your pocketbook. Shut up.
Nope, it's nope. I don't do that no more. It's illegal in both states now. You can't carry that no more.
What? That's a damn shame.
Yeah, I know, right?
Why?
No, I'm serious. Most states don't allow you to carry mace anymore.
Rex, what up, brother?
What's up, Suzanne? How you doing?
But yeah, like the main issue with social media is, as far as the people watching this stuff, whatever, they don't take it as it's just that. They take it as gospel. Like I could drop a clip saying, hey, like drop a conspiracy theory, something about like geared towards conspiracy theory. Wow, I'm butchering the word.
You good, bro?
Conspiracy
You good? We got you. We
theory.
got
Conspiracy theory.
you. Mm-hmm.
And if people like me and like the content, they're going to take it as gospel. And that's it. They're not going to go fact check it or anything. So I think that's the problem as far as us consumers, where we take in this information. Nobody looks like, we look at social media as the real news and don't even fact check anything. And that's a problem. So the social media issues, as far as like the toxic conversations and stuff like that, that kind of falls on us as well too, because realistically, like you said, the algorithm is not going to push it if you're not consuming that stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's
You keep
our
swiping
job
away
as the
from it, it's not gonna
users
give you
to
more of it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? So it's like that's why I had to accept the fact that, you know, I had to build this back up. I remember having a conversation with Hood Conservative. He told me, he was like, "Yo, G, you stumbled across lightning, and you did it on something you don't really care about. So it's
Yeah.
going to be a difficult thing for you, considering the
Mhm.
fact the way I live my life. I've
Yeah.
never lived my life on anybody else's terms but mine, ever. And that crowd was trying to get me to live my life the way they wanted me to live it, and I ain't like that idea. Hold up, so I can only talk about this? That's the only thing you'll watch? Well, fuck you. I don't want you on my channel then, because I don't want to talk about that shit. Like, are you here for me, or are you here for the goddamn movement? Because if you're here for the movement, then step, because I'm not here for the movement. I'm here for the world. Fuck the movement. A movement is just a tool, bruh. I think people don't understand that they go gun hole for tools. I'm like, no, that's not your God, bro. That's not your God. You can't go 1000% hard for Trump. He's a damn man.
Yep.
He gotta poop every damn day. He might poop in a golden toilet, but he gotta poop. And guess what? It's smelly.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You also gotta wipe his ass.
Do anybody
wipe
remember
his ass with $100 bills, but he still gotta wipe his ass.
Do anybody remember
after he wipes it? Well, I'm not finished. Shut up.
Okay,
after he wipe his ass, guess what? That $100 bill is shitty. Nobody wants to touch it. After
put
that point, it's worthless.
Put it in the washing machine.
Well, you want to go watch it? I ain't touching that shit. I don't give a fuck.
Give me some plastic gloves.
I mean, you do have tools out here that you can use some gloves. You right about that.
No, nobody's looking, man. You look around like, wait a minute. Let me get these gloves.
Things in my life that I'm not proud of, but I definitely did use gloves when I did it. So I get you.
Save these conversations for our show that's launching on Monday.
Ooh, yo, shout out to the rewatch crew. We just want to say thank you, every last one of you. And I just wish that y'all let yourselves be known. I understand you won't and you can't because you're not that expert. You're probably driving right now, hence the reason why we're coming up with our new show.
Yep.
In the morning time.
Yep.
And we are gonna go hard. We gonna go. See, just because I didn't want to build my platform on politics, don't mean I don't talk about politics all the damn time.
Of course. Facts.
I just don't talk about it because that's not what I'm about to build my platform off of. But I'll talk about it because it's important. It's just not necessary to build no damn channel on it. There's too many of those back, you know? But if I had a section of my show that was designed to talk about anything and everything, we can have some political conversations.
Of course.
They ain't all going to be political, but they can be political a little bit. And here's the thing. since me and Wally P are working men, you see, we the working class. We the blue collars.
Yes, sir.
You know what we do?
Yes,
We up before your boss is up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say that again for the ones in the back row. We're up before your boss is up, because we gotta be up at 4 o'clock in the morning, because we gotta be to work at 5 o'clock.
4 o'clock for me.
So you get up even earlier than me. See.
I wake up 2:30 every morning, brother. Monday
2:30 every morning to go out there and do his job to take care of his family. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
This is what working class people do.
Yep.
You just start strolling out of bed around 6:37. You got a whole freaking 2 hours to get your coffee, flirt around with whatever you can. You y'all. So I'm like, all right. So if y'all gonna be on social media at 6 o'clock, why don't we be on social media at 6 o'clock talking to y'all?
Exactly.
I mean, you gonna listen to somebody? Listen to us. What's up, Tom? How you doing? Just listen to us. Because I ain't gonna lie, I think I'm a great host. I think I am. People keep coming back, so I think I'm a good host. I think I'm entertaining a little bit, just a little something. I got something going on.
Yeah, remember Coming to America?
I'm there. You know what I'm saying? I can flow with it. But my thing is like, if I can flow with it,
yes,
at 4 o'clock in the morning, how don't I just you know, hey, you want to come and have the conversation this morning?
Exactly.
You got to be up anyway, right?
Yep.
And you need to be up. You got to be informed, right? You on your phone anyway, right?
Exactly.
Listen to our ass. We got some shit to say.
Yep. Oh yeah, it's up, yo. I'm looking forward to it because it's definitely gonna be some next level.
Let me just go off
on.
A couple of topics that we're talking about. Matters of Opinion sent me some this evening, and I can go ahead and grab those.
Put it like this: the opening.
Y'all guys having
show,
a good time? Wait. Hold on. People on Rumble, people on YouTube, you guys having a good time? Just let me know you're having a good time. I just want just let me know that you enjoy what you were doing here, because you know that I need that. I need that pull that give back. So just let me know.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
The opening show that we're gonna do Monday is going to be based on why Black people vote Democrat.
Oh,
that's what we're gonna have a conversation on, and why Black people don't go towards conservative.
For y'all to listen to.
Yes,
I'm gonna tell you right
that's
now.
That's gonna be the topic.
It's gonna be rough for y'all to hear what we got to say.
Yep, and why the conservative or the right turn Black people off in a lot of cases, and what the right can do. What the right can do to get more Black people on board. So it's gonna be an interesting conversation. Yeah. So those are like the type of conversations that we're gonna be having on this, this new show that we're gonna be launching every morning. Yeah. So definitely want to tune in. But last point about it, because I don't want to keep harping on it, but we gotta think of the name of the show. We gotta think of the name of the show. we never established that, like the name of that morning show. So we'll establish
after the live, which we're gonna be going off very, very soon.
Yes,
I got to get back to work, and because I finally got I got my airbag, guys. I got my airbag.
Yes.
There's no shitting way I'm sitting in this house. So I got to go back out there.
Do anybody? I know we're talking about social media, but do anybody remember this commercial? And as funny as this commercial is, it kind of like saw what was coming in the future as far as the age of the internet and social media.
Hey, Mike, where do you have to?
Just diagramming this accident with my State Farm Pocket Agent app. You can also get a quote and pay your premium with this thing.
I thought State Farm didn't have all those apps.
Where'd you hear that?
The internet.
And you believed it?
Yeah, they can't put anything on the internet that isn't true.
Where'd you hear that? The internet.
Oh, look, here comes my date. I met him on the internet. He's a French model.
Bonjour. State Farm.
That damn commercial.
Yo, your man was just like, bonjour.
Bro, that commercial right there.
Yo, when I saw that commercial, I was like, yo, this is so funny. But yo, they saw it coming. Like
that commercial was so freaking great.
Yo, yeah,
yo, everything in that happened.
Yes, exactly, yo.
Oh my god, I love it. But you know what? See, the beauty of it is because it don't take much to reverse that shit.
It don't.
It really don't because people don't like being stupid. People don't like being stupid. Only narcissists like being stupid.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? When you find out a person's a narcissist, ain't shit you can do to that person. Cynthia G is a fucking narcissist.
Man.
She don't care.
See, I don't
care.
I usually
allegedly.
Don't.
This is my opinion. I think
exactly.
I think she. If I was to judge her, I would say she was a narcissist. So that protects me legally, because somebody cut that shit up and then she be like, whatever, some bullshit. But I don't like the woman simply because of her content, right? I don't know this woman. I really don't know. I don't know what her real life is. I don't know if this is a show. She just didn't make it clear. I don't know. So I don't know, but that is narcissistic behavior. That I can say.
It is.
That I can say, because she's been shut down by YouTube multiple times. This ain't the first time.
I don't know if this time is for good or not. That I couldn't tell you. But
see, here's the thing.
You got to think about it. People will always come back. They're going to create a new page. They're going to do something. So
I think if YouTube shuts you down and like you make a new page or something and somebody report it, they're shutting you down. They want you off the platform.
Yeah, see, but here's the thing. I've been shut down before. I have channels that was flat out deleted. I didn't know why. I had no idea why. I had no idea that I was breaking the law. I didn't know the law to know that I was breaking the freaking law.
But she clearly knows. She clearly knows she was breaking the law.
She's breaking the laws. Yeah. Like it's like
Yeah.
It's like when you make a mistake and they find out, we got to punish you because that's just what we have to do to make sure you understand what we're doing. But they ain't on some like when you really sit down and think about it, how I treat my son, right? That's all they doing. They just like, look, you got to read the laws. You didn't see him. You might have mistaken whatever. I get it. It was a long time ago, but you got to clean up your channel. Because your channel is rocking and we don't want to put bullshit out there. I get that. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't just flagged because I was flagged because my shit was starting to throw up. Like, throw up money. Like, I got, how many views I got this month, dude? Like, seriously. It's insane. And I'm not saying this to be boasting. I'm just saying this is what it is. Right? So this month alone, I've gotten 9 million views throughout my shorts.
Wow.
9 million views on my shorts. This channel's thumping. It's thumping. That's why everybody be like, yo, you can't pull no live. I'm not a live guy. I don't do lives. I've been focusing on other things. Hear me now. Focusing on other things because it's a piece of the puzzle, right? I have to learn it. So when we come up and have a conversation about stuff like this, I'm telling you, I know exactly what I'm talking about. She caught a run and she kept going with it.
Yep.
But but think about it though. A lot of times people don't know when to stop. That's why people go too far to the extreme. It's you figured out how to get something to pop, then it's like, okay, how do I keep going? How do I keep going? How do I keep going? It's almost like a high or a fix. People don't know when to quit sometimes.
Do you think they don't know, or do you think they're thinking how much more can I outdo the last show? How much more crazy?
Yeah, it's more like that. And here's the
I
thing.
think it's more like that too.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. How can I outdo myself? It's always a how can I, because it's also a competition to yourself. Like me, I'm competitive with myself. You know what I mean? That's why I'm like, all right, so how can I get my thumbnails looking better? You know what I'm saying? Then I came up with this masterpiece that I just put up here. You know what I mean? It ain't going to get once people start seeing thumbnails like this. I truly believe the freaking chat is going to be live as hell. You know what I mean? Because now they be like, yo, and then they get to the show. It's like, yo, this guy, these guys, they talk good game. I like this. They really are, talking about all of it. Yeah, I might throw something ridiculous out about a women because I like picking with y'all. I love it. I love picking with y'all. I'm like, y'all know damn well we ain't gonna let nothing happen to y'all. Shut up. Yep. But it's fun to play with you though. It's fun to play with you. It's hilarious. It's like, yo, I love playing with my women, boy. They get my damn nerve. I love playing with their little ass. You know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna let nothing happen to you. Are you serious? Stop. You know what I'm saying? We just saying this to rile you the hell up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Piss you off a little bit.
I gotta say this though. When it comes to this social media toxic conversations and stuff like that, and the divide, women are consuming the content a lot more, and they're presenting these toxic conversations and ideologies into the next dating experience. Hence the cheesecake lady.
Yeah.
Who felt, oh, I need to be courted like this. You're courting me. And she basically felt she didn't have to do anything but just be pretty.
Yep.
And this is where the internet and all the toxic all the division come into play. Because let me see, I got a video that I gotta queue up for you, ladies and gentlemen.
Shout out to Rumble, shout out to the chat, shout out to everybody. Truly appreciate you guys coming through. Get that video ready to rock and roll. Let's pull it up. This is from Whatever, right? Whatever.
I think so. Yeah, I believe so.
Okay. I like that. I like their channel. Their channel is popping. Go ahead.
He breaks this down like.
All guys want to see. Or could it be that the men that only want pussy, the men that only want sex from women, is because that's all that the women have to offer? Because for me, if pussy's all you're offering, pussy's all I want.
So that was a Patrice O'Neal line.
Yeah, but that was absolutely
spot on.
Go ahead. Yeah, because you sitting up here on social media seeing women getting likes because they twerking and doing all this stuff, being provocative and all of this stuff like that. So you're like, hey, I can do the same thing. In the eyes of men, that's all you're offering. So I'm going to approach you with the mindset. Yep.
You can't get mad at us for just taking what you're willing to give. You're not willing to give your heart, your mind, your soul. You ain't really getting none of that stuff. So why in the hell should I give you any of my stuff? Because to me, my stuff is precious, right? Like my labor is limited. Okay, that's limited. Eventually, I will run out of steam and die. You can't go around and continue spending my labor because you're bored and spoiled. I'm not doing that.
Yep.
I'll take care of you in other ways. I'll go see you in the strip clubs. Because I got a duty, right? I'm still a man. I got a duty to you. I'm not going to sit here and leave you out stranded. So I'll go ahead and see some dollars on Instagram or buy some of your measly, stupid ass tapes or whatever and listen to your content. I'll do stuff like that just to see you float. Because I don't want to see you down. I don't want you down here where we are. I don't want you down here. This is rough. This is real life. Men live real life. We give y'all a fantasy world. We do the real hard shit, the shit that y'all never hear about. That's the shit we do. Y'all go ahead and play and have a good time. We good with that because I love to see a freaking doe-wide woman walk down the street. Oh my God. Why would not she look at her with her high head looking bad in the mud? Ooh, child. Make me feel like a man.
Yep.
Yes, it do. But then you give me that goofy ass attitude. Now I'm like, yo, I ain't doing this shit for nothing, bro. So yeah, I will take the booty if that's all you offering, but I ain't about to deal with your bull.
See, and the problem is women want unlimited resources until they feel they should give you the booty. Because notice how, like, I'll revert, because that's the most recent situation. The cheesesteak woman, cheesesteak factory woman, she wanted all these things, but when it came on his side of the spectrum, it was, I didn't feel comfortable enough to let you in the house, even though I was in the apartment, even though I was running late. I didn't feel comfortable enough to have my arms around you while you're courting me. So it was like a whole bunch of, I didn't feel comfortable to do this, but in the meantime, give me all your resources and give me a good experience. Right. And did any of y'all see the woman that ate the clams or whatever in a restaurant?
Yeah.
And okay, so
I didn't see that one.
Okay, let me give you the rundown. Erica, is the woman starts off by saying she was home bored, and a guy kept hitting her up to take her out on a date. So she was bored one night and decided to give him a chance. He said, we're gonna go out for just a few drinks. They went to the bar. She ordered 4 orders of clams and just kept scarfing them down. Afterwards, she went and ordered a whole, like, an entree and the whole 9, racked up over $100 or $200 bill. I forgot exactly what it was. So dude was like, I'll be back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom, and basically ghost her. And she was like, lucky I had some money on me, this, that, and the third. And she was basically taking this dude through the ringer. And it's like,
that's a shame.
You have a whole different perspective, because what I'm noticing, man, in this dating world is people women have a ideology of dating is just a fun time. But that man, he's wanting to see if he can get to know you and if you're worth my resources, worth me providing that protection. So if you're on 2 different mindsets as far as that aspect, where this is just fun and recreational for you, and if you decide it's gonna, continue on, that's not an even playing field for that man who put in that work to afford that time to take you out. So you have this man do all this stuff, and he doesn't even know if he's gonna get a second date because it's just recreational to you. And you have a view from what you see online and what people say of this man should make this amount of money. Like this one woman said, a guy that makes over 100K is not enough for my lifestyle.
Yeah.
And then for their lifestyle, it's not to have a roof over my head to make sure I have food on the table. Because realistically, that's what providing is. Providing is a roof over your head and make sure you're not hungry and starving, and make sure you have clothes on your back. Women took the protection to a different level, where it's, I need to get my Birkin bags, all these accessories that I want. It's not a need.
Listen,
it's my want.
Listen, I've said this many times over the years on my channel. A man, and I tell men this all the time, it is not your duty to get her all her wants.
Yep.
It's to provide all her needs.
Facts.
Okay. She wants something new. We've created a world where you can go out and get it. Okay. You want to perch back. That's why it's like, yo, when we get to a certain point, you damn right, my wife money is her money. Yep. I've never had a problem with that. You know what I'm saying? I've never had a problem with that. But it was taken out of context in social media, and hell, even in music, it was taken out of context. In conversations, talk shows, and stuff like that, it was taken out of context. Yep. Her money is her money, meaning I make enough money for everybody. But if I ain't making enough money for everybody, her money is everybody's money.
Yeah,
we do have to work this through. We are partners. Listen, women, don't think for 1 second your contribution is not necessary in certain environments. It's just right now we have to do it this way. I don't plan on having you always have to pay half. It's just right now. But when you want more stuff that something we both can handle together, then yeah, I'm going to have to require half because I can't keep up with you and your spending. You know what I mean? So I need you to help out with the spending. You know, it's like you're like, well, we need this, we need this, we need this. I'm like, I get that, I get that, I get that. But the stuff that we didn't need, guess what? You went and got that too. And I told you not to, but you went and did it. So what do you want me to do?
Let me ask you this, Gary and Erica P. Because you hear a lot of women now who, like, right now they got their own thing going on, right? And we're gonna end the show in a few minutes after we address this. You hear a lot of women that are independent, living on their own or whatever, and for them to bring a man into their life, whatever, they're like, why am I bringing a man who's gonna pay 50-50 for me? I need him to pay everything. If women are as smart as they say, how dumb can you be to not accept a man come in and at least alleviate half of the bills from you? So that's more money that you have in savings and the whole nine. So I can any of you make it make sense on why a woman would elect to say, if he can't pay all my bills, he can only do half, then I don't want him at all.
Okay, so you know how you see the memes and be like girl math, boy math? That's what's popping in my head. Because the reason I'm gonna say this one is, one, if you're in a relationship, it shouldn't be this your half, this my half. It's these are the bills. How do we get this done? Is realistically what a relationship is. But I'm also thinking of it on the marriage end because I haven't dated in these streets in a really long time.
No, but what I'm asking is, do you see any way that it could, because we could look at situations and be like, okay, I could see the silver lining of where this person is coming from. I'm asking you,
I was going to say that. You ain't let me get to the end. What I was going to say is, think about it. If you on your own and you paying everything 100% and somebody come into your life, heck yeah. Look, sometimes you might just want to take that 25. That 25 might be something better than what you was doing. What if you doing everything, you're barely making ends meet? You're living paycheck to paycheck. That person come in with their half, guess what? There's less stuff that you had to do. There's more you can save. That is more stuff y'all can combine and do together. Eventually, hey, if you're renting, maybe you could save that other half and go buy a house. Like, people don't always think about that. They're thinking right now benefits and not thinking long-term benefits. Long-term benefits is, hey, you date, you get married, you progressively gain wealth together. That's what you're supposed to do.
Right.
But people aren't thinking that. They're thinking, can I get out of you?
Can I just interject? Because always Sparkle said, should we only submit 50% of the time? The women that have this mindset don't even submit, even if you're paying everything. They want to be a boss chick anyway. So submission is not something that you just turn on and off. You either have it or you don't. That's why I hate when women be on some, if I find a man to, submit and do this, whatever, this, that, and the third, I could be feminine. I could do all this. The point of dating is for you to give me the experience of the wife so that I know what I'm getting into, and now I can put a ring on it. But if you're just gonna half-ass it, then let me half-ass these dates and not put up anything or just take you to the park or free situations. So I hate this concept of, should I do 50% this, or I'm not gonna put maximum effort to, like, I was watching one meme, a woman was saying, a guy was saying, the woman I'm with, whatever, she don't cook for me, whatever. Well, she cooked for me, but she don't, go all out. And she's like, I'm only cooking on the level of a girlfriend. When you make me a wife, I'll cook on the level of a wife. And it's like, how stupid does that sound? That's like you going to work and you put in half the work and now you want to raise?
Or you put in half the work and then they didn't replace you with somebody else.
Yeah, it doesn't work that way. But yet, these same women who say, I'll submit only when XYZ happen, will go to their jobs and submit to whatever their boss say. But guess what? When they're the ones who are on their deathbed or they need multiple surgeries and a healing process, is your boss going to be the one beside your bed to take care of you, to nurse you, to do these things? Absolutely not. They're going to move on to the next person to do it. And you're going to wish you had somebody at your bedside that can do these things. Yeah. I just hate I just hate this process. Sorry about that.
I mean, it was a good rant. I mean, we need to get good rants out right now and again.
Yeah.
But I think I'm with you on that. I agree.
Yeah.
That's a ridiculous statement. I'm only going to give. Should we only give 50% to God? You're supposed to give everything you got. Yep. So 50% don't count. That don't count for me. If you look, here's why it's a problem with me. You looking at matching whatever energy I give you, sweetheart, you can never match the energy I'm going to give you. Ever. If we went on some 50-50, you'll have to stay at 100 and I'll be at 10. Because I'm built for that. I'm built to cater. That's what I'm built to do as a man.
Yep.
You're built to receive. You're not built to give. You know what I'm saying? So for you to, and I know a lot of women do not like how that sounds, and they be on some like, yo, why you got to say it like that? That's women bashing. No, I'm just telling you what it is. There are things you are so powerful in. It ain't never been physical. It never meant to be physical. It was always designed to be emotional. That's why you so damn y'all powerhouses when it comes down to emotions. We can't freaking do nothing. Once you listen, I don't care how many times I go out there and bust the rocks till I bled. It didn't matter. I was out there the next day, but let baby girl be mad at me. I can't think about nothing. But what I do wrong. What I do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to. That's why we be fighting so hard. So you're just gonna walk away, huh? That's what you're going. You always walk away. Please don't walk away. That's what we really saying. Please tell me what I did wrong. I don't understand, but I can't back down because I don't get it. There's a whole lot of stuff that goes along with it, but when it comes down to that physical stuff, you can't match it, and you shouldn't want to.
This is
I'm not looking for you to give me all your money. You know what I mean? Shit. Unless we gotta get there. That's a different story. We got a plan. That's one thing. I don't want your money. That's all I need your money for. I got my own.
This is one thing I noticed. If you do things in life based off of other people's reactions or what other people think, so to speak, you're never going to succeed. What do I mean by that? If you're in a relationship and you're like, I'm only going to put as much as energy as this person put in, it's not going to go anywhere. In life, you're supposed to worry about what you're doing as a whole and the amount of energy that you're going to put into whatever it is, because that's your passion or your desire or whatever the case may be. If outside sources are going to influence that, then you're wasting your time. Plain and simple. It's kind of like, because I used to have the mindset of this, like relationship wise. I'm always making the first move. You know what? If she doesn't make the first move, I'm just going to sit here and I'm not going to make the first move because I want her to make the first move. Well, you know, that's just going to do? If I'm playing tit for tat, that's just going to lead to a sexless situation, sexless marriage, sexless relationship, whatever the case may be. Why? Because I'm making my moves and intentions based off of this person's reaction or how they act. If I just take it into my hands and say, yo, I want it, and you know, it's there for me, so yeah, I'm gonna take it. Why am I worried about what the other person is doing, so to speak? Now, I get it. We all want to feel needed, this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah. But you have that conversation about it, but you still don't let it deter you from what's going on. So that's why I say, if you're a person who let outside influences derail you from your end game, you don't need to be in that situation at all. Plain and simple.
What do you think, Erica?
Yeah, so in my head, people, and I'm saying people in general, but females and males, they seek different things. So because they seek different things, either it be the way they're portrayed to other people, the way they buy certain items, like will never be on the same wavelength because men and women think differently about the same exact situation, which is crazy. So yeah, no, in my head, a relationship's never going to be 50-50. What happens when somebody got to be 90-10 or 80-20? People fail to realize those happen in relationships every day too. There's not always going to be a 50-50 meet in the middle. Regardless, it be money, it be time, it be cleaning the house for all that matters. Like, it'll never match up that way. There's always going to be one person who's going to be better at one task than the other person. That's why you got into the relationship to begin with. You had to see why you were compatible. You had to see if your good sides outweigh some of my bad sides and that we complement each other. Because realistically, that's the only way we're going to progress.
Yep.
Regardless. So no, the 50-50 conversation for me is always going to be a miss. Because what happens the day where I want to give 0.001?
Right.
I got to be okay with that. And my partner has to be okay with that too, because I'm not always going to be that nice, happy, bubbly person.
I'm giving you what I got.
I'm giving you what I got right now. And you're going to have to be okay with it.
And you know what else to piggyback on what you're saying, Erica P? The thing to piggyback on is this. As far as what up, Smooth?
Hey, Smooth.
What's up? Hey, how y'all doing?
All right.
I know you probably want to chime in, but this is what I will say. The other thing about should we submit only 50% of the time? What women fail to realize is men submit in relationships too.
Oh God! I mean, our whole life.
Men submit. Exactly. So
our whole
women
life.
just.
Let me just say this. You think I want to work all these extra hours? Who want to work extra hours? Ever? We love to see the face that we bring to you when we give you money. Okay? But we don't want to do all these damn hours.
Hell, to a certain extent, we actually submit more.
Yes. I think he might have lost connection.
Yeah, he's in a bad area.
Yeah.
But look, I would challenge any woman to go back and think about the things that she actually wants her man to do, and really ask us, does that man really have a true vested interest in doing those things, or does he simply do those things simply to please her?
Yep.
Look, I ain't even gonna lie. I be having a whole list in my head sometimes, like, oh, on the weekends, you got to do X, Y, Z. I know my partner is probably looking at me like, this girl is crazy. No, I do not want to go shopping with you. No, I do not want to go cut the grass. No, I do not want to go clean out the shed. But it get done. Somebody got to help me do it because I can't do it by myself.
How about this? Unless that man already expresses a certain amount of pettiness and intrusiveness, a lot of times we don't necessarily want to sit there and listen to all the tea that this woman did, that woman did, this one here. We're not really interested in all that kind of stuff unless we're that type of man. So when a lot of ladies see that their man who doesn't exhibit that type of behavior already, when he is pretty much not interested in that type of thing, and she wants him to be interested in it, and he will actually sit down and listen anyway, that's a clear sign that this man is trying to do something to make this woman happy, as opposed to doing something that he would otherwise naturally do for himself.
Hold on, Smooth. I don't want you to feel like you're alone on this, so I'll turn my cam on. So we
I got you. I can be on camera too.
It's all good.
I can do it.
Nah.
Let me see.
But yeah, that is a fair point.
Gotcha.
I will say that. But men submit all the time. Men do submit a lot. Just think about this. If your lady, this for the fellas on the panel, if your lady come up to you and say, yo, babe, I really want this. And you're like, yo, that is a waste of money. I don't want to get this. Nah, I'm not doing it. You walk away and you know that's something she really want. Even though you walked away and had that conversation, you're still thinking in your back of mind, damn, how could I get her this? You're going to see if you can make it happen. And if it's in the cards, you're at least going to entertain it because you know it's going to make her happy that you did it.
Absolutely.
Am I wrong? Is that not a form of submission?
Absolutely. It absolutely is.
Yeah.
It's those little things. It's those signs of devotion, those signs of affection and affirmation. There's a lot of times as men, we'll go through certain situations and we'll tell ourselves, okay, well, you know what? It's time for me to put my big boy pants on and just deal with this, whether we get a pat on the back or not. When it comes to the ladies, they don't necessarily operate that same way. A lot of times they do need that encouragement and affirmation and, oh yeah, baby, you can do it. And that's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
But for some reason, a lot of times that doesn't get recognized, or if we don't do it enough, or if we don't do it to their satisfaction, then there's this appearance that we just don't care. Yes. Or sometimes the situation might actually call for us to be kind of stern with them and say, you know what, baby, look, I understand this. I understand you feel some kind of way right now, but put your big girl pants on and let's get this done. Now, sure, they may feel that we're being insensitive at that time, but not realizing that sometimes it may very well be the simple fact that we see the problem, we see the solution, and we want to help them get to the solution so that if they're feeling horrible, they will feel horrible for a significantly shorter period of time because the change is right there on the horizon. We want them to feel better. We want them to enjoy the fruits of the solution as opposed to wallowing in the problem. But unfortunately, that's not necessarily how they're wired. So some women truly are wired to wallow in the toxicity or wallow in the problem. That's why movies like The Color Purple and Waiting to Exhale and all those movies. Hell, I remember back in the day, Steel Magnolias. So,
I remember that.
To this day, women will say, some women, I'm not gonna say all, but some women will say that they enjoy a good cry. And we'll be sitting there like, so wait a minute, you really mean you want to pay money so that you can sit down and have somebody depress the hell out of you? Or somebody just tug on all your heartstrings and make you feel like crap just so you can cry over somebody else's experiences. It boggles our minds. But for them, they see it as an emotional release.
Yep. Let me just answer this question real quick that Sparkle said, have you submitted to God? Here's the thing. The reason why we don't address the whole God thing with it, the whole God thing, and I'm pretty sure everybody on the panel did submit to God, but the reason why we don't bring that dynamic up is because how do you bring these solutions to an atheist?
Exactly. Yeah. You know what? I love when they come with that bullshit because and I have to call it that. It's bullshit because the same women that will sit there and ask, well, did this man submit to God? First of all, it's fruitless to even ask that question if you're not willing to submit to a man anyway, because that's the godly or Judeo-Christian format in the first place. What difference does it make? If you're not going to follow it, well, go ahead, brother.
No, I was just going to say, because if you're bringing God into the realm, then the thought process of saying submit 50% of the time shouldn't even come out your mouth. Because now you're bringing the biblical terms into it, and you're saying, hey, I follow what God say. So if you're telling me that you're bringing a biblical realm into it, then that man is supposed to lead you. You're supposed to have the traditional role and not have no thoughts about it whatsoever, no dispute or anything. if you're going to bring the religious realm into it. And my father was a pastor. So we could go down this road all day as far as religious values, the role of a woman, all of this stuff, all this promiscuity and women living their best lives, that should not come out of your mouth. You should be scrutinizing the heck out of these women. These women bringing in babies into the world before marriage, you should be scrutinizing them. So all of this talk, when you bring God into the realm, don't bring it in there because it fit your narrative at the time. If you're going to bring God into it, just be 100 with it.
And even then,
take all aspects with it.
But even then, we can appreciate it for being the deflection that it truly is. Because even the most toxic of the toxic women can find a functional relationship if they really wanted to.
Yeah, they could.
Facts.
It has nothing to do with whether or not this particular man has submitted to God or whatever. It comes down to how compatible is that couple with each other. That's what it comes down to. Some of the most evil people still find themselves having great relationships. Why? Because they get along with each other. Because they share that same moral or immoral center. It is what it is. But see, these ladies use this reference back to whether or not the man submits or not as this notion of shared accountability. As if they can never be held accountable for what they do unless it's automatically reaching out to what the man is doing, so that you hold the man accountable to whatever he's doing too, which has nothing to do with what she's doing as an individual woman. You know, in this case, when they talk about the Bible, it's that same work, that same Bible that says when a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. So that means she's already exhibiting the behaviorisms, she's exhibiting the characteristics, she's demonstrating the actions that a wife would perform. She's already that. When the man sees her, that's what's attracting the man. He's seeing the wife in this woman already, and when he sees this, he's telling himself, "Oh, I like that. That's the kind of wife I want. Yeah, I want her. Give me her." That's that process. But instead of looking at it like that,
but it wasn't going to be no 50-50. Think about it. You're not going to half step. If that's what your intent is, to find a husband, you're going to go into it 100%. You're not going to
Yes. Now she has the choice after the fact. After he presents himself, she has that choice. Well, is this man acceptable to me? Does he do all the things that I would find worthy in a husband? Yes or no? If it's yes, then cool. She accepts his proposal. If not, she tells him kick rocks.
Yep. But
and here's the thing.
Go ahead, Gary.
Here's another thing with what always Sparkle is saying. If he's not exhibiting God-like status, you should not be even considering him as a mate. So
of course not.
Irrelevant. This is why it's like, if what you really want is a godly man, you're not going to settle for anything less than a godly man. And guess what a godly man is going to do? Expect you to keep your legs closed. Oh, damn.
Exactly.
Wait. If I'm a godly man and I'm able to hit it, you ain't wifey. Oh,
well, yeah,
don't understand that. They don't get women not like that part. Like, oh, I was able to get it in the car. Yeah, you ain't wifey.
Exactly. There's no purpose in a woman seeking out a godly man if she's an ungodly woman. There's no purpose.
What's the point? What is the point of that?
Wait, so then I saw this one. I'm gonna show y'all this because it kind of fit in too. So if the man fits your standards but doesn't believe in something, but believes in something else, will you deny it? I'm gonna tell you this. For me, it would be a no, because I want to raise my kids similar to how I grew up. So not all the times does somebody with an outside religion fit. Sometimes will somebody who's an atheist may not fit. You may have all of the beliefs, you may have all of the standards, but for me personally, I want to raise my kid with a like-minded person. So we don't have to fight over, do we celebrate Christmas or not? Do we celebrate Kwanzaa or not? Do we celebrate Hanukkah or not? People fail to realize those things are categorical differences.
Yes.
And what you don't realize too is the Bible literally says, "Do not mix the dark with the light."
Mm-hmm.
So if you're godly, you should not be looking for a mate that is not godly.
Not even a
And
little bit. You
yep,
shouldn't
and
be
I
doing
just
godly things.
exactly. So let's just say
Oh,
she
and
said,
that's a
"What
good
should I,
question.
what should I expect from you?"
Let me
Go ahead. Go ahead.
let me say this because I really need to say this. Nothing. You shouldn't expect anything from me. I think that's where the biggest problem we got. We expect so much from one another. I don't expect nothing from you. You should not expect nothing from me. Because if you're expecting something from me, you ain't it for me. Simple. It's just not it. Because you're not going to do what's going to be required to quiet your own selfish desires long enough to get the goal done. Right? I don't have time for a selfish person. And you're like, well, what do I expect from you? So I got to give you something just to get you to say hi. I don't want you.
Exactly.
I don't want
Well,
you.
let me put it another way. One of the biggest mistakes that a lot of people make, and to be honest, in particular, a lot of our modern ladies, they treat relationship as a transactional experience.
Yeah.
And when they do that, they put themselves in a trick bag, because once they put themselves out there as saying, okay, well, I'll only be with this man if he gives me this, if he does XYZ for me. That's all good and fine. But the rub always comes in when it's her turn to reciprocate with that.
Yo, sorry about my face expression, but it's just the goalpost is constantly moved. So I shouldn't have no morals and standards.
Right.
You said absolutely nothing that had with morals and standards.
Okay.
Like
Right.
there was nothing said.
We
about
all
morals
want
and
to say
standards.
comment.
Okay,
Like,
you know what? I'm glad whoever said that. So here it is. If, as a woman, you say that you have morals and standards, okay, that's all good and fine. But what happens when you find a man who actually meets those morals and standards, but he has morals and standards for you? Can you meet those morals and standards? Do they align? Can you align with that man? What if his morals and standards include all of yours, but actually surpasses them?
Yes, nice.
Yep.
And now you don't necessarily measure up. Now what?
Wait. One more thing, brother. What happens when you used to measure up, you no longer measure up?
Oh,
see, y'all forget the fact that when we upgrade, you no longer meet the new requirements.
See, and that's the problem though, because my thing is people are supposed to evolve for the greater. So if you're not evolving, that means your morals and standards are not changing either. So that
exactly, we are not compatible. You are absolutely right.
And that was the whole premise of the conversation.
100% agree with you. That's why I said in the beginning of time, in the beginning of it, I said y'all shouldn't be even talking then. Like it should have been done the first date.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you're not going to work.
And I just wanted to. I grew up in the Church of God in Christ. My pastor never preached any of this nonsense. The bottom line is just because a pastor preaches, that pastor is also supposed to tell you, don't take what I'm saying. Go read the passages yourself and interpret it your way. So you can call it nonsense all you want, but at the end of the day, if I read the Bible and this is how I processed it, that's me. But if all you're gonna say is it's nonsense, that's not a sensical argument to make. What you should articulate is where the difference is. But if you just say it's nonsense, how am I supposed to learn and grow from that? How does that help me move the conversation forward?
But you know what, brother?
It does absolutely nothing.
Even if they want to throw it out, if they want to say that the biblical text is nonsense, that's all good and fine. They can chuck that off. They can toss that to file 13 if they want to. But when they do that, their expectations for what a biblical man is supposed to do, that gets chucked to file 13 too.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and this is what I'm saying. So they will say these things thinking that it puts them in a better position, not realizing that the more they push this new age pro-feminist ideology, the more of a burden it actually puts on them, because now they have to back up all that bullshit. They have to back up the equality that they want to fight for. They have to back up saying that they are just as equal to or stronger than men. They have to demonstrate all that stuff now. They don't get to go back and say what a man is supposed to do versus what a woman is supposed to do, because none of that exists anymore. They destroyed the gender normative. So if we're all equal, we're all the same, then guess what, sister? You got to get your ass out there and work the same way I got to get out here and work. There is no such thing as what a man's job is, what a man is supposed to do is, because we equal, remember? So you got to pull your weight the same way I got to pull my weight. Unless, of course, you want to go back to the previous system. You want to go back to the gender normative system. You want to go back to the biblical system, and then we can have that conversation.
This is the last biblical comment that I want to address, because she said, show me in the Bible where marriage is 50-50.
Show us in the Bible where it says men and women are equal. How about that?
Not only that, show me in the Bible where it says men are allowed to have multiple wives and everything like that, right? It's not written in the Bible that men should have multiple wives. But who did God make to lead his people? You have Abraham, you have all these people, and what did all these people have that God selected? Moses, what are all these people that God selected? They have hundreds of kids with many different wives, right? But in the Bible, it say marry one woman, lay down with one woman, and do all this. So what does that tell you? That tells you that with the times, there were evolutions as far as what God allowed and accepted, because the Bible is written, but it also allows critical thinking. So there's not going to be a law or a rule that say, hey, you can have multiple wives. But what did it say? God needed to populate the land as fast as possible. So allowing guys to have multiple wives, this, that, and the third, and spread his seed was a way of, moving the population forward. As time went on, it was like, hey, this is ideally how God wanted to be. So you're not going to see certain things in the Bible written straight in your face. That's why it comes into using interpretation and critical thinking on a myriad of topics.
It's also progressive too. Like, as you notice, the more the longer the Bible went, the better people got. Right? You know what I'm saying? Paul starts saying, yo, a man in the ministry should be with one wife, right? So they're cleaning up their stuff as they go. You know what I mean? All right, cool. We're going to do it this way, and this is why we're going to set this rule. This is why we set in that rule. Like, these are, because naturally speaking, we will do something stupid. So this is why we have all these moral compasses and guidelines and stuff like that. That's why it's so important. People don't realize how important the Bible really is. It's not so much of a you can be controlled. No. Yeah, I know it's controlling me because I'm the one allowing it to control me. Believe me, it's not really controlling me. I'm controlling me because I don't want the consequences that comes along with a lot of those things that happen. I don't want those. You know what I'm saying? So I'll move on strategically, but believe me, ain't nothing controlling me.
Well, here's another alternative thought that doesn't get a lot of attention. If you compare populations during the time of antiquity compared to modern day era, men who were capable of sustaining families were relatively rare. Or in other words, the same way that in this modern society, we don't necessarily have enough men to go around to all the women, to where, to a certain extent, women are in a situation where either they share a man or they have no man at all. That's exactly what they had in the time of antiquity too.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same.
Yep.
Not every woman was going to get a man. That's why hell, if not for sharing men, many of the women who talk all this nonsense today wouldn't even exist, because whether they want to admit it or not, many of them are the product of side pieces. Their mothers was the side chicks. Their mothers were the girlfriend on the side. That's why there wasn't necessarily a father in the home, because there was no home for the father to be in. That was not the situation that their mothers entered them into. But we don't talk about that type of part. We give
Nah.
there's so much finger pointing and blame towards the men. Oh well, this man, these black men abandoned their families. No, they didn't abandon the family. There was never a family to begin with. That was not a family unit. Their mothers had these children out of wedlock back then, and there's not much difference between women having kids out of wedlock in the 80s versus women having kids out of wedlock in the 50s, 40s, 30s, 10s, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that now there's more of a spotlight put on the children of these successive generations now. Now we see where men being in the home has much more value than what a lot of pro-feminist ideology has made it seem. There's this doctrine of men ain't shit and we don't need men. No, it's been a lie. And now we're starting to figure that out.
This other comment says, all you know is yourself and your canal mind. And why do you criticize men for being alone? Because women are, why do you criticize women for being alone? Because women are the gateway to sex. You decide who you open your legs to. That's the bottom line. If I control who I put a ring on their finger and they take me to the ringer, that's on me. I did a bad job picking a wife. It's that simple. And if you wind up opening your legs to a Pookie or Ray Ray or whoever without saying, hey, if I'm going to open my legs up to you, you have to marry me.
Or these are my morals and standards first.
These are my morals and standards first. Then, of course, that falls on you. That falls solely on you because you're the one who's going to have to push the child out.
That's just a ridiculous statement that this person even made. Saying that all we know are ourselves and our carnal minds. Come back and say that after we fully investigate and explore female sexuality in this country. Women have thousands of ways to get off in all kinds of moral and immoral fashions. So we to a certain extent where you can say they're much more sexual than men could ever hope to be. I mean, barring actual sex with a woman, our best alternative is old Paul Molina. These women have 10,000 different devices, some inanimate and some with a pull string, some you plug in the wall. No, you cannot compare our sexuality with y'all sexuality. Talking about carnal nature.
Yeah.
But even so, we don't. There's none of us who are saying. There's none of us who will say that it's wrong for a woman to be alone. No, we're not critical of a woman being alone. What we're critical of is why some women are alone versus others. See, in this environment where the women already outnumber the men, we already accept you all weren't going to get a man to begin with. We accept that. However, so many women who could have gotten a man, they're out here complaining about their failure with respect to being able to get one. And then instead of them dealing with, well, why is it that men don't want them? They're trying to throw it back on us and make it seem like there's something wrong with us. There's something wrong with us why we don't want to marry them. No.
Smooth. You see that right now going on in the comment section. right? Because we specifically said women are the gateway to sex, men are the gateway to marriage. And now the comment section took that and said it's a man and woman's job to hold down a marriage and all of this stuff. No one said anything about holding down a marriage. We specifically said women are the gateway to sex. They decide who they open their legs to. And men decide who they're gonna put a ring on their finger. Did any of us address anything about who secures the marriage or anything? Did any of us say that?
No,
So again,
well, listen, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna shut down the live at this point.
Yeah.
You know, at this particular point, it's getting ridiculous. Answer your question. I don't think you understand. You don't control a damn thing here. We're gonna shut out the live. This is Gary Lamb signing off. You guys have a good one.